Hello everyone and welcome back to the Platinum Trophy of AI Limit. And today we continue, specifically in the Twilight Peak and Twilight Hill. This is the side level, and if you haven't followed the guide, it's difficult to get back in. Therefore, if you're following the guide, make sure to stay on track, because first of all, we're definitely going to get the item to Respec. First, it's best to head up towards the tree and be careful. A strong enemy is coming up here. Take him down, and then it's best to give a thumbs up. And then we can really dive into the guide and of course collect everything that's relevant for the trophy. Especially the quest tasks with the NPCs can be easily missed. So pay close attention, folks, and let's get started. We have now defeated the enemy, and of course we get Platworker Swords. We need to defeat all Platworker enemies to naturally obtain all Platworker Swords, because we get a trophy for all equipment items. And yes, friends, we absolutely need that, and we need all the memories, because there's also a trophy for that later. And that's why you should take the memory with you right here. Then go up the ladder here. And when we get to the top, there is another ladder, as far as I know. Then we are here at this Coliseum. We can't really go inside yet, but you can go here and collect the memory. And once you have it, we'll just quickly go into the Coliseum. There lies the item that allows you to Respec, so yes, friends, we'll definitely take that with us, and we can do it right at the next checkpoint. If you want to change your combat style, you can do so with the item at any time. You can redistribute your skills infinitely, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's simply meant to help you find your combat style. And I think that's pretty cool, to be honest. This way, we can try out other things again, but we're actually sticking with the greatsword. If you follow the guide, I would probably always carry the greatsword because it's really OP. So just head back. Basically, down the corridor. And there's not much left to collect here. We'll come back here later, but really much later. And then we can go out here and continue following the path. Walk along here. And you'll find a zip line that we can, of course, use and end up back down here in the treehouse settlement. Friends, that's where it continues. We'll also take care of the boss. But first, go through here. Be careful. There's an enemy on the left here. We'll grab him, of course, then roll over here. Otherwise, you'll fall down, but it's not a big deal. There's also a ladder there, so you can climb back up. Go along here, take out the enemy here, and then we go down. And then we do all the planks here. Watch out for the big ones. Something special in there. Then he's down relatively quickly, and he doesn't get back up. Relax, once taken care of. And then we also grab the hardy oil balls back here. And then, friends, it would actually continue here into the swamp. But first, we're going back because we need to turn around for a moment. We're going back up the ladder here because up there it continues to a checkpoint. So, climb up here, and then just continue straight through. And here, around the corner to the left, there's the next checkpoint. And there you can really redistribute your points for free. Redistribute and change your stats, and possibly use a different weapon. For example, I focus only on strength and vitality with the greatsword. Remember, after you've res-killed, you need to put your equipment back on. Otherwise, it will be completely empty. Then walk along here, follow this path. Watch out, there are some enemies here that I've already taken care of. Walk through here and to the right here is the magnetic storm. Be really careful not to fall off, and then continue straight through here to climb the ladder at the end. And when we reach the top, we can finally take out the enemy that's been throwing things at us the whole time. So, do we keep going through here? And there he is, right over there. Let's grab him and take him out. Be careful that he doesn't fall off and that you don't fall off. So maybe use the tree a little here. Yes, so far so good. We've taken out the enemy, and we definitely don't want to jump down here. So let's turn around and walk along the path. And in these crates, we have an antidote, so go through here and cross the bridge. Up ahead, there are a few more enemies. We'll quickly take care of them. They usually fall off anyway, so it's not a problem. And once we've done that, we'll run through here clearly and fall down here. It's actually not a big deal if you fall down here. You can also jump down from above and perform a power move on the big guy. Do it here. But actually, they go down relatively easily. So we've taken care of the guy, arrived down here, and we'll definitely grab the item that was up there. Continue running along here and break the crates back here. Back here in the left corner, there's something else, and we'll also take the hardy oil balls with us. First, walk along this path, here, and see, you can't go through there. That means we have to climb up the ladder here. Okay, then let's do that. So, climb up the ladder here. And then, we're already in the next section, in the next level, so to speak. And here we can now get the item where we fell down. And of course, we'll grab it. It's just 3 stones, so it was really a proper trap. So go through here and take on the next enemy. Also falls down again, so it's no problem for us. And yes, we'll continue here, going back here and along to the right. Carefully drop down here, be a bit cautious, and continue through there. And here, when we arrive, there are 2 enemies on the right. The one at the top right, you can actually lure it already if you equip the lightning attack, and that's the magnetic cannon. Then you can trigger it from here. Just use it for that. And it will come on its own. Down here. Makes the whole thing a bit easier, I would say. And that's why we take care of them one by one here, and then focus on the big one. Take that one down too, and that makes it a bit easier for us. At least we won't be shot at when we fight the big one. Go up the ladder here. And when you get to the top, grab the chest back here, because you'll find a loot item, a glowing diamond for the weapons. Upgrades. So far so good. From up here, go back down and continue straight ahead, back here to the left in the corner. You can see the blue quite well by the crates. The shimmering intoxication band is still there. We'll take that with us and then follow the path here. Go along and be careful to jump down carefully here, and then you'll arrive down here. Go down, here again. And you'll get the hardy oil balls here. Be sure to knock down the ladder here, and you can go to the checkpoint now if you want. And level up again. But remember that the enemies will respawn, of course. Okay, but let's go further up for now. As I said, if you're done, you can go to the checkpoint. Then we'll go along the ladder here again, and continue straight through. And then we arrive here, at the next zip line, and it leads us directly to a boss fight. So be a bit careful here. If you want to go to the checkpoint first, that's completely okay. Be sure to be cautious here. Buff yourself with penetration once in. Feel free to use a fireball if you like. The boss isn't too difficult though. Go in at the beginning, use your special, and then he spawns relatively quickly. New enemies. Always roughly at half or at a quarter of his health that we take down. And then, you see, back there is already the next enemy. Here, definitely focus on the small ones first, because otherwise, they'll keep shooting at you from behind. And that's why we should take them out first, of course. Once we've dealt with them, focus back on the big one, and at half energy, he spawns again. One of these small ones, which we of course take out first and try to eliminate as quickly as possible. We then see that the brawler of the Hunter Blade squad has already lost quite a bit of energy. And we can then, of course, deal the remaining damage. But be careful now, because there's one last phase coming. And here comes the leader. And he is quite strong, I have to say, so be a bit careful not to go too aggressively on him. Because he has already tried some strong combos, so it's good to back off a bit from time to time. And as soon as he jumps back, it's actually a good time to attack. At least also to use your special, because as I said, your special ensures that he is pinned to the ground immediately. And you can then land some hits. He is of course vulnerable to penetration, but be careful to only use it. If you still have enough health and also have a potion to refill, otherwise this is quite good here. You see, it drains a lot of energy, just don't be too greedy. In the end, you see, he deals quite a bit of damage, especially with his flame sword, so don't be too stubborn. Here, really, Wait a bit from the outside and then go back in. Yes, friends, and then you've got him. He gives you the Hunter Blades, of course, an equipment item that we need. And we can simply continue here and then find the next important NPC, namely Vikus. And here, we meet him once again, and as we can see, he has his legs back, standing there in full glory, and yes, we talk to him here. And he tells us a little story, of course giving us again salt chunks, 3 pieces, this time. And you go through the dialogue to the end, of course, until it eventually repeats. Continue walking here. Don't forget Vikus. His quest line is quite long and spans the entire game. I will, of course, show you all the places where you can find him. If he's not here now, then you missed him earlier. And then you should definitely jump back to a previous video, so you can catch up with him. Otherwise, connect here with the branch. And we can, of course, level up again and so on, and then we can continue here. And first, we go left along the path, and you can already see it there. There's an enemy below. We can drop down right onto that enemy. And then we've handled that quite well. Just run around here from this point. There's another colleague standing here, and once we've dealt with him, we head back here. And destroy the crates to get the diamond. Now we go straight through here. And down here, we'll grab this one too. Watch out, there's another ladder coming. Be a bit careful here, take care of both of them. And after that, we can just continue on. Once we've dealt with all of them, we move on. And really be a bit careful there, they can be quite annoying. Run along down here, grab the ladder here, and climb up. And then you'll come out up here, and go through these crates. There's actually a hidden passage, and you can walk along here and let yourself drop down. Here, you'll find a new chest. And of course, there are many nice items to collect. And we'll definitely take those with us. Caution, and now pay attention, friends, it's going to get quite difficult now. You might die here often. Just drop down to the left next to the chest and quickly buff yourself up, because there are really 2 of those I-type enemies on the platform, which are similar to a platform as always. And we'll do things here as quickly as possible. Finish them off, because they can penetrate, cause damage, and also the bulbs cause penetration as well. Definitely keep an eye on your energy when you're about to be penetrated, so you don't take too much damage and defeat these enemies as quickly as possible. Yes, and then you'll be safe, or at least you probably are now. Poison, be a bit careful there, and also take the Moondew with you. And also the remaining items like the Transformation Fragment and especially the Earth from the Withered Forest. We can always use the Earth to increase our potion charges, so it's very important that we find every piece of Earth. Just keep moving through here, and you'll come across a fish, which we will of course also defeat. And now, we're going to explore the swamp a bit more. Make sure to occasionally go on land. But there's still a bit to collect here. And then we're almost done with the level. We need to walk here for about another 10 minutes. First, go to the island in the middle, but be careful, a relatively large enemy will spawn here. Spawn. And you should take him out as quickly as possible. Otherwise, he'll spawn other enemies, which are also quite nasty to fight. So take him down as quickly as you can. Flatten him, go to the island, grab the street sign, which is basically a great sword emblem, get the Transformation Fragment, and then run across here. Here you can break the bugs, but you don't necessarily have to. Just head back to the island. And from the island, we go to the other side again, so head left here. And there's an item lying there that we'll of course grab. At first, it looked a bit like a trap, but it wasn't at all. We take the crystal with us, then head back to the island. And from the island, we can now walk this way. Be a bit careful with the spores here. And then, we can continue on here, so just basically turn around, straight ahead, here. Then go through here at the back. And there you can already see the next enemy, which we know from Bloodborne. And, yeah, I don't know what to call these enemies, but they are definitely very nasty. And I checked, I didn't really have any hero left with me, but at least I used an oil lamp. And then it actually went quite well. Yeah, from here you turn around, take the transformation fragment and grab here. The Chitin Fragment. So, definitely, take the chitin, and then continue through here. It all gives a decent amount of money, so go this way. And, yeah, friends, now we're actually back at the checkpoint, and you can upgrade whatever you want here. And level up a bit more here, then you can go to the back right. And that's where the next item is, and also the next enemy. Again, one of those type guys. And, of course, watch out, there's a necromorph standing behind, so be a bit careful, because it will attack you right away. So take care of the necromorph first, and then it's taken care of. Yes, and then we have that. We can continue directly from here. So, as I said, if you want to level up beforehand, that's no problem, but the level doesn't go any higher. So go back here. There's a hidden chest. We'll definitely take that with us. Watch out for the spikes here and come over here. Get the loot from the box, and we'll take that with us.
We received the hunch armor, then we run back, turn around, and grab these boxes back here, because there's something hidden inside. There it is, and it's a machine part plus 4. Additionally, there's a bit of loot back here, which will also take micro-resonance, and then we can climb up the ladder here. If we want, we can also go this way first. Theoretically, it doesn't matter whether we climb up the ladder here first. I first went around the back and picked up the item from the tree, but we'll pass by there soon anyway. So, we don't necessarily have to go this way. Picked up the hardy, bullets and then went to the ladder to climb up. And then we come to a small archway where we will later come out again, where the item was located. So just climb up the ladder here, and then you'll be up on the platform. Proceed carefully here, don't fall down. And to the left, there are 2 enemies, so be a bit cautious. A spatula helps quite well. And yes, one of them will also shoot at you, so run quickly over the bridge here and don't fall down, but jump to the edge here. And back here, there's a climbing diamond, definitely take that with you. Then jump down here and yes, now we're back at the tree where I just collected the item, but you don't need it anymore now. So we have arrived here, and from here we will continue. Use the broken branch to get back to the checkpoint, because we've now completed everything in the lower swamp. And yes, friends, then, we're back here. If we want to connect a branch or if we want to continue playing, then first let's look to set up an improvised camp here. There we can now improve our potions. And that's why you should come here. Once we found the soil, we can hand it over to the colleague here and thereby upgrade our potions. Talk to him once, and you give him the soil, which enhances your potions. And then we can continue, friends. We will then receive purified soil and we can go back to the checkpoint. Thank you very much. And use this purified soil to increase our potions, so take care of the AST here. And thus, we also get more potions. I'll show you how, of course. You shouldn't miss any of the locations, because there's a trophy for fully upgrading your health. And yes, now we have 5 potions, and now we're traveling back. Namely, to the main road. And now we're basically going back to the normal path, the main route, the main story path. Everything we did before was all side missions, all hidden, so to speak. And, yes, we're through with that now. Walk along here and pick up the purple item. Lightning. Unlike in the first Berserker, Kazan, and AI Limit, purple items are always very important and very good. You should always collect them. Not like with Kazan, if it's a purple item, that's sometimes not so good. So, just a quick heads up. Yes, here we take down the lightning. And then, he's done for. We grab the next item back here and take the salt chunks with us. then follow the escalator down. And when we reach the bottom, we can go left here and pick up the Hardy Well Orb. Then, definitely take this path first, behind the escalators, because there's a fight between a Necro and another robot, and you can take them all out at once. Feel free to wait a bit until they've beaten each other up, then go in and finish off the remaining ones. And it goes pretty quickly. Then you'll get a lot of loot, and of course, we'll take that with us. Additionally, there's more to collect back here. And back here in the left corner, there's a corpse that has a transformation fragment. Transformation fragments are very important for being able to repair spells later, and thus also getting the seal that allows us to ignite or electrify ourselves. That will be pretty cool later on. But first, walk along here, and I'll show you everything later on, how it works. It will probably take another 2 episodes before you have that, but that's no problem. We'll get it easily, just head back there. Watch out, 2 at once. If you run a bit to the left, you can catch both of them at once pretty well. And then you take down the 2 guys relatively quickly. And once they're done, you walk back here and can continue from here. Go down the stairs, just turn around here. I checked first, but I actually found the stairs a bit hard to see here, so just continue along here and go left. And be careful now. Take the item on the left here and try not to trigger the enemy beforehand, but first walk here. All the way along the edge on the left, because there are still some of those flying fissures here that would otherwise shoot you. And back here behind the buds, there's also a crystal disc that we'll definitely take with us. Take out all the enemies here, especially all the flying ones, and then run over here. And you'll come to the upper floor here. And from up here, we can easily jump onto the monster jump on it, whatever it's called. And we can also perform Deadly Finger up there, which is, of course, great. Definitely take care of these annoying little flying things here. And once we have them, we can jump down nicely from up here and deal a lot of damage right away. Go at it aggressively, friends. The enemy is quite strong. It also has a lot of health. So, be really careful. Once we've defeated it, we get a transformation fragment and a glimmering diamond. And then we can simply continue through from here. Yes, friends, and back there you can already see it glowing. That's the next item we're going to get, of course. But there are also a few enemies, so we run this way and take care of this fish first. Once we've dealt with the fish, we continue up here, right here. This road, these broken ones, go up once, and then take a left around the corner. And back here, a fight between Negroes and robots is taking place. You don't have to get involved. You can also calmly watch from behind and let them take each other out first. But if you're up for it, feel free to jump in, because at some point you'll have to go in anyway. And when you go in and get involved in the fight, make sure to go for this big guy here first, because he keeps spawning new enemies and we want to take him out first. Yes, so we're basically supporting the robots, but it doesn't really help much, because in the end, only Negroes are left, and still no robots. Yes, in the end, we take them all out. Friends, you know the game. We want to loot everything, so we have to take everyone out. So grab all the loot here from all the enemies that have taken each other out. It's actually a cool spot to farm, if it wasn't so far away. But later on, there's an even cooler spot, and it goes much, much faster. And you will get significantly more crystals. Yes, collect everything here, friends. There's a lot of glowing carbon, transformation fragments, you know the game. Just keep running straight through here, then follow the main path and go left here. In the corner, there's also something to grab. There's also an interesting note here, which you can feel free to read. And then grab the Hardy Oil Orb. And we'll take that with us. Watch out, friends, 2 strong enemies here now. I've taken care of both of them directly, but you can also just run through for now, because there's a checkpoint above if you want to activate it first. And then I take care of the 2 of them, so I place him on the left staircase end. As mentioned, there's a checkpoint above. Feel free to use it. Here on the left staircase, we've taken care of him once. And then we go over to the left again and take care of the one on the right staircase. So, basically, from the path we came from. Take this guy out too. As I said, be a bit careful. They're really quite strong and can take a lot of hits. And yeah, so far, so good. We've taken care of them. Piercing is always great against them. You should definitely use it, and maybe also an electricity buff. As I said, with the buff, you really don't need to hold back on fire and electricity. Don't hold back, friends, because we'll be able to use it infinitely later. And I'll also show you how the whole thing works. We'll take the mobile lightning strike with us. And then you'll see the checkpoint above that I mentioned. As I said, you can quickly run here and activate it so you don't have to walk the whole way if you get knocked out. Those. So, yeah. Now, friends, we're going to travel back for now, namely to the improvised camp. And now the merchant has new offers here. So, definitely head back before you level up significantly, because here we can buy a few new items. Specifically, the longsword and the shock drill. We'll take both so that later we have all the necessary weapons and absolutely essential equipment and crucial for our mission. So far so good, friends. We've basically reached the checkpoint again and will then, of course, return to our main path, back to the main story, specifically to the mansion. And there, once we arrive, it's very important. Guys, don't just run in. On the left, there's a memory, grab that. First, and then don't go into the boss fight, but take the item you get here. Make sure to equip it, as it gives you significantly higher resistance. Jade form increases resistance against everything. And besides, there's a boss coming up who deals quite a bit of lightning damage. That's why we're going back to the checkpoint to change our seal here. Specifically, we're changing the seal now with dexterity transformation. And then we proceed to leather skin. And then we continue further into the jade form that we just obtained and collected. This way, we have strong defense against lightning and can, of course, use it once against the boss. Go in here, ideally take on the electrification and arm yourself with the penetration. And then it really kicks off. Run straight in, always try to get a bit behind him too. Deal damage. And here, it's best to use the special right away, and you will see, it goes relatively quickly. He goes down on his knees and loses quite a bit of energy. Especially with the penetration, it's quite tough for him. And yes, you're already halfway there, just watch out for his lightning strikes, so be careful. When he reaches halfway, if he pulls out the lightning sword, keep a bit of distance, but otherwise, there's not much he can do against you. You can really. Now, with the new defense against lightning, you can really hit hard. And the guy shouldn't be a problem at all, as I experienced. I even had 3 potions left at the end, so easy. Friends, Night of Purification. And yes, we naturally get a boss soul, again, which we can exchange later. For that, there's a hidden NPC we need to find. Well, he's not really hidden, but I'll definitely show him to you. We'll walk through here, all the way through. The boss is done, and this section of the Platinum Guide is also complete in that sense. Then continue with the next video, friends. You can then go into the elevator at the back. Yes, and then it continues in the next section. Feel free to give a thumbs up. I would be really thrilled. Also, leave a subscription or click on the bell so you don't miss any episodes. Let your hair blow in the wind, folks. Go into the elevator. And then it continues at the next checkpoint until next time. Take care. Adios.